about beauty, right? And in particular, for a man to be handsome or good looking, or um, is socially considered, you know, a cutie, if you will, is that in a world of uglies, you're the ugly one. Okay, marinate, marinate on that, chew on it for a bit. In a world of uglies, you are the ugly one. And the thing is, you have to understand. People like to say there's a beauty bias, and somehow life is easier when you're a good looking person or when you're a beautiful face. And contrary to that idea is that in many ways, life is harder for you, and people are also mean and treat you worse off because they begrudge you. Because in their mind, they think the same thing as the beauty bias suggests, which is that this person's life is easy. So I'm going to be very clear about the fact that I don't want to also make things easy for them as well. So if anything, things become harder and more difficult and more treacherous. You have to follow rules, and you have to kind of abide by certain guidelines, mores of the moment. And if you don't, you'll get punished, sometimes viciously. And you may be judged on the outset, and people will suggest that, oh, it's just a pretty face. You didn't have to work so hard to get to where you got to, or someone gave them a handout, or things are easy for you, or things get done for you because of X, Y, Z. It's never about the fact that maybe you are intelligent, maybe you have worked hard, maybe you have birthed opportunities for yourself from your own sort of sweat and tears, right? And that's not something that they tend to focus on. They overlook that. Um, and it's a tragedy. But I'll give you an example. I have an uncle who's a gorgeous man who I look like a Down syndrome child next to. Striking, good looking dude. You know, chiseled face. You know, these eyes. You know, thick, hairy, very good looking, striking. Tall, thick, hairy, very good looking guy. I mean, it's just like this classically handsome Mediterranean sort of aesthetic, right? And what happens to a guy like that, good looking dude, and with a good heart, beautiful man, very nice person, um, likes to help people. And what ends up happening? He ends up getting with a vicious woman, with a woman that um, is obviously not as good looking as him, is quite frankly ugly in comparison to him. And what happens? His life is horrible, as a result of the decision that he made. He was too green to make